So what we'll talk about now is the strategic objectives. These are more specific objectives that we want to achieve in order to make all of these come to fruition. So with that, let me turn it over to Carrie, who will guide us through deepening our identity as a loving, hospitable congregation.
Thank you. So if you just follow along, as Randy said, they're not in order. Like this number one is not number one, just the first thing on the list. So one of the pieces of feedback that we got over and over and over and over again is that it's like coming home. When you come to church here, you feel like you're coming home and you're part of the family. And we don't want to lose that. That needs to be one of our priorities, that we deepen our identity as the loving, hospitable congregation that we are. So the first objective you'll see says increase fellowship opportunities by strengthening events and programs. We already have great fellowship opportunities. You know, we have a Haunted Beach Day, we have Fall Family Festival, we have Dinners for 8, we have art shows. We do some great things to provide fellowship opportunities. We want to make sure that that stays part of our identity, and we want to expand those. What does that mean to do something that includes young families, or 20-somethings, or seniors? Or, we just want to continue to have that be one of our focuses. The second one says educate and train the congregation for active involvement in hospitality. Years ago, we got the feedback that we needed to do a better job at letting people know that we wanted them to be part of the family. So that became our ushers and our gift baskets and taking people to lunch when they come. We want to be more intentional in helping people discover what their gifts are with hospitality, so that it's not just the usher's greeting. Maybe you discover your gift is in writing follow-up cards, or your gift is opening your home. We want to help educate the congregation. What does it mean to be hospitable to a new bilingual family, or to someone with special needs? So we'd like to pursue that with more intentionality. The third one says, be a safe and non-judgmental congregation through prayer and training. That was another thing mentioned through our groups, that we were non-judgmental. And we had a great time talking about what that meant. And really we decided that it is that idea that we come alongside people in the journey where they're at. We don't expect them to get to a point to join our family. We have different things that teach us how to come alongside people. We do peer counseling. We are the counseling church. Most of us in this room have probably spent some time down in the counseling center or with Denny in his office. And we think that helps us to be non-judgmental. And we want to continue to be intentional in those classes and, in our prayer and share time, continuing to follow safe group rules in our interactions with one another, so that people feel like they can belong here, no matter where they are in their journey with Jesus. To improve and grow ministries to children and families. One of the exciting things we've seen over the last few years is just a booming growth in young families. And we have been intentional. And what does that mean for the nursery care? What does that mean during first service downstairs? What does that mean during the week? They just did a parents' night out on Friday night. How do we serve those families? And we realized, because we have so many young families with young children, we need to look 2-3 years out. How are we going to meet their needs in an effective way, so that they feel welcome, so that they know we want them to be part of the family. Number 5, expand and deepen experiences of belonging. That's not just small groups and encounter. That's also, how do we help people figure out where they get to serve? You belong when you have a place to be needed. And we want to be intentional, and you'll see that in some of the other priorities as well. And then number 6, provide the support necessary to ensure anyone can participate. We got speakers in the back now, so that some of our seniors can actually hear. It's hard to participate if you can't hear. How do we get people from downstairs to upstairs? How do we get students from West Monterey CSB to church in the morning? What do we need to do to let bilingual families feel like they're part of the service? What if they need translation? What if we need to provide some different services that maybe we don't have right now? We want to be sure that those people can be involved and that we're being intentional about it. So, working in column A, we had a great time going over your comments, and obviously it's, exciting things to get to work on. And so now I'm passing on to Joshua.